Hi, my name is Bridget Vickers and I'm the currently membership secretary for the English Democrats. I joined the party probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've recently become more active and decided to take over membership because I felt it was really important that members had lots of communication and information about how they could help the party improve its position in the English political scene. At the moment, most people haven't heard about the English Democrats, and if they do, they think they might be some seriously far-right organization that's out campaigning in the streets for all sorts of things. I also publish or edit English Voice, which comes out about 6 times a year. You can find that on our party website. And I try and encourage people to write for it, and that's one of the things I'll be doing as membership secretary, getting people to write for English Voice, getting people to feel they can volunteer in their local ward or constituency when English Democrat candidates are standing, or even stand as a candidate themselves and spread the word about the party. Okay. Recently went to France to visit my sister at Christmas time, and you may not be aware that there are weekly strikes taking place, and November was actually the 52nd. They call them events. Every Saturday they strike in all the major cities of France. They're called the Gilets jaunes. Where my sister lives in the Charente, which is sort of north of Bordeaux, it's very rural, and so there's not a lot of work, and what work there was has been taken off into the big cities. There's no public transport, and people need their cars to get into the cities. And when Macron put a big fuel tax on, they were obviously spirited enough to go through to the cities, and that was the birth of the Gilets jaunes movement, because everybody has a yellow vest in the back of their car. You get fined 130 euros, which is about 120 pounds if you don't have one. So they all have them. So that's developed from being just a weekly event, but Macron before Christmas introduced his pension reforms, which of course would affect everyday people. And they've now started to have more orchestrated, more deliberate and focused strikes. So the trains are on strike, the refineries are on strike, so you can't get fuel. The people have badges they wear to show that they've been off to a manifestation, which is like a demonstration. And none of this will have been picked up by the BBC or any other public media broadcaster, because of course they're worried that people here might also decide that they might want to do the same thing if they are ignored by the elites. So, they were worried that people were going to do this about Brexit when they didn't get any kind of resolution to the vote. And I think it's still in the back of their mind, but they certainly don't want to publicize it. And Macron has continued with his, the pension system in France does probably need some change, but he's imposing it on people. And many of these people have not seen living standards or pay rise. They're spending more to get to work, and taxes are going up. So it's a serious thing, and you think this is happening in the EU, supposedly for the benefit of the people, but they don't want anything. They really want Macron out, and they also want to leave the EU, many of them. They have no love, they know where it's coming from, and they don't like it. So you see a lot of things in rural France that are, threatened, their way of life, really, and that's what they're up against now. So I would say they like the English. Many of them have, feel, they're aware that the English have taken a stand. They never refer to the British. They always talk about the English. The English are, standing up to the EU. But they know it's could still be stopped by the establishment. So, yes, it's interesting to see all this.